Hi, I'm Alison from the One Life School, and this is the second video in a three-part series designed to help you stop self-sabotaging and have your best year ever. In part one, we looked at how to identify any limiting beliefs you have, and then we reframed them into something that still felt true, but was more empowering for you. In this video, we're going to delve deep into your unconscious mind and understand what it is your unconscious likes about your current situation that might be keeping you stuck. And in the third and final video, we're going to look at your behaviour and what you actually have to do differently in order to kick self-sabotage to the curb once and for all. I've created a workbook to accompany this series because you're going to get more out of these videos by doing some of the homework, journaling prompts, or having conversations using the journaling prompts with other people. So the information of how to access that is just in the comments below. But if you're ready to have this year be your best year ever, then let's go. So the unconscious mind, what is it exactly? Well, basically, there are things that we know that we're thinking and feeling. You know, I'm hungry, I'm listening to you. Remember when that funny thing happened and we did this? These are all conscious things. But there are also things that we don't know that we're thinking. And these happen in our unconscious mind, but they still influence our behaviour. You know, this is one of the goals of psychotherapy, where you bring things into your conscious awareness that are already there but hidden so you can deal with them. And one of the founding fathers of psychotherapy, Carl Jung, says, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So this creates this duality where your conscious mind can want something like love, like wealth, like success, but your unconscious mind below the surface wants something different, like scarcity or feeling comfortable or feeling wanted. Carolyn Elliott is the author of the book Existential Kink, which, by the way, what an amazing name for a book. But she suggests if you keep finding yourself in the same situation, then it might be that your conscious mind doesn't want it, but your unconscious mind is loving it. And it's this incongruence that is keeping you stuck. I understand this might be particularly difficult if your situation, is distressing you, and please don't feel any blame or shame. Number one, because it doesn't feel good, but number two, the more you blame and shame yourself and repress these feelings, the more they keep trying to come out. Carolyn uses the axiom, having is evidence of wanting, as a starting point to dig into your unconscious mind and to look at things in a new, non-judgmental light. One example she gives is a man who consciously wants to be successful, but he keeps making silly mistakes at work and ends up losing his job and sabotaging himself, so he has to go back and live with his parents. To his conscious mind, this is a failure because he wants to be independent, he wants to have a good job, he wants to be working. This is what society tells you that you should want. But to his unconscious mind, this is a great success. Because unconsciously, he wants to be taken care of and nurtured. And in this particular example that she gives, she says it's because he didn't have this experience as a child, so his unconscious is seeking it now and making him act in ways that is getting what his unconscious wants. It's pretty magical, really. I'll give you another example, and this time it's myself, and I'll explain how I figured what's going on in my unconscious mind in the hopes that it might help you do the same for you. So I've been holding back my own business success in a number of ways, but still trying to spend a lot of time making it work. So when I started thinking about this idea of having as evidence of wanting, I thought, okay, so is it money? Am I having an issue with money? Does my unconscious want scarcity? And I looked at my current situation and I thought, no, not really. Money-wise, I'm okay with my other job and I earn money from other things. Like, I don't think it's that. Then I thought, okay, well, is it maybe an issue with failure? And my unconscious is wanting me to play small so it can be safe. And I looked at my situation and thought, not really, because again, I have achieved quite a few successes in other areas of my life. It doesn't feel like that's the thing. And then I realized, so I have achieved quite a few things in my life, and these have come relatively easy to me. And so my unconscious, wanting to experience the full range of human emotions, actually wants me to work really hard for stuff. It wants me to prove that I am worthy for my successes, for earning the thing have achieved. And because of that, it is making me work, hustle, but not do the most effective things to get what is going to get me to success. Over to you and time to dig into your own unconscious. On page 5 of the workbook, you will see some journaling prompts that will help you hopefully start to think about this. Or if you want to, you can have a conversation with a trusted person to start sparking some ideas and figure out what's going on in your mind. Think about this idea: having is evidence of wanting. And what is it in your life that you are currently experiencing that is not consciously desired by yourself, but you still keep experiencing it? You know, you'll never know that you've actually got the right answer. And this can be a criticism of this method, because you could come up with lots of different things and not be too sure which is the relevant one for you. But the process of self-reflection and sitting with this question can itself be really beneficial. And the more open you are to thinking about all your potential unconscious desires in a non-judgmental way, the easier and more effective this process will be. So here are just a couple of quick-fire psychotherapy style examples to get you thinking. Your unwanted situation: eating too much. Your unconscious wants abundance, and eating too much, binging, gives it that sense of abundance. Maybe because you had scarcity growing up, so the repressed feeling that you're judging and keeping down is this feeling of scarcity. Your unwanted situation: creating a lot of drama in your relationships. Your unconscious wants you to feel big and important, maybe because you didn't feel this as a child. So your repressed feelings that you're pushing down are those of feeling small and insignificant. So after you get your aha moment, what do you do? Well, first of all, just sitting with that insight is huge. Like, don't underestimate the importance of just knowing something more deeply about yourself and having that level of self-awareness. Secondly, how can you work towards accepting these repressed feelings from the shadowier side of yourself? There's another great quote here from Carl Rogers, who says that the curious paradox is only when I accept who I truly am is then I can change. Carolyn Elliott goes a step further, and she talks about how can you even enjoy and get off on some of those repressed feelings. This is not something that's going to happen overnight, but simply being aware of and open to the possibility of it is a great start. Just by saying, I am willing to feel whatever your unwanted emotion is, guilt, scarcity, feeling insignificant, and trust that your intuition will guide you to the next step. My intuition told me to watch those TV shows, you know, where rich people swap lives with poor people, and don't ask me why, but I felt like I needed to see that and see these two different people side by side and feel that worthiness has nothing to do with success and money. Like, people are worthy because of who they are, because they are good people, and it's nothing to do with their external surroundings. So this can be a bit of an emotional process, so I definitely suggest about talking about it with someone that you trust, or if you can get expert help in this area, and doing some more research. Like, there are loads of great YouTube videos about psychotherapy and the shadow side of yourself, which might help you to learn and think about these concepts more deeply and apply them to your own life. The key is really, you cannot go wrong when you start to look at accepting all parts of yourself, no matter how uncomfortable they make you feel. And know that when you stop judging and shaming yourself for experiencing these unwanted emotions, then they lose their power over you and they stop trying to seep out in other ways through your behaviour, because they're being acknowledged and noticed. Woo! That was a deep one, but I hope it was helpful for you. Next week, we're going to come out of the shadows and into the light and look at your behaviour and what it is you actually have to do differently. So we have that 1, 2, 3 punch of kicking self-sabotage to the curb once and for all. I hope you have enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear what your biggest insight was from this video. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe to get more videos about personal development and living your best life from me. And thank you for watching. I will see you next time.